conversation, and it's one of the issues that a lot of people are still thinking that politicians have actually failed when it comes to that. And I'm sure if you hear Galamsey issue, you definitely will feel a certain type of way because the way we've handled the issue of Galamsey up until now. But we're still looking for the solution. And guess what? My next guest in the studio has got a solution to this. And he's here with this book that has all the solutions. And we're going to be looking at that. It's just about being launched. And so we're going to be looking at what exactly this whole book entails and what it can actually do for the fight against Galamsey. Yaw Amoyaw-Osei is here with me. He's a mentalist and also an author, and he's joining me this morning with a book that is put together, and we're all going to take a look at it. I love your name, Yaw Amoyaw-Osei.
Thank you.
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Great.
Thank you.
I mean, earlier before we came on, we were having conversations around Galamsey, and it looks as if that it's an issue that we can solve, but people are not prepared to solve it. And it's the reason why I'm sure many people have all added their voice to it, including this book, The Last Dig, that we'll be talking about today. What inspired this?
The difficulty of people getting to understand the complex phenomenon of Galamsey, and the fact that we're not using the right tool to help us unravel what it contains, the key drivers, the effects we know, but the intervention pathways that can lift us out of the problem. And this is a tool that we advocated for a very long time ago, but eventually it happened. And the tool is what we call strategic environmental assessment.
Okay.
We use this tool to look at policy implications that government wants to, or government or any entity wants to develop, plans and programs that you want to embark on. When it comes to projects, we are familiar with what we call environmental impact assessment. But when it comes to policy issues, complex situations like Galamsey, and even some of the recent government policies. I mean, we have the free SHS policy, we have the 24-hour economy, and so on and so forth. Recently, the Okada bill, and all those things. These are all candidates that must go through the SCA so that you can anticipate what challenges the policies and the programs will bring about, and what mitigation measures you can put in place to either address or minimize the effects, and so that the benefits become comprehensive, and we have what we call sustainable policy implementation, sustainable development, and that kind of thing. But this is what we have in our laws, but we are not using them. And so we beat about the bush. And the case is Galamsey.
And we have all these strong brains who understand this, and they are still running around it.
Yes, we're still running around it. And so the problem will persist. Okay? You adopt you think you can have shortcuts. You know, we know of the community mining which came in, and with all the, livelihood support programs, and these were supposed to, they were backed by good intentions. But because we did not use the right tool to understand fully what the phenomenon of Galamsey is, in the end, it won't work.
The results,
It won't work. And we continue. And we are continuing. And so it became obvious to me that, we should face it. We should bring this out. With all the risks and challenges with it, somebody must face it.
Face it.
And so...
And that gave birth to the last dig.
The last dig.
How long have you been working on this?
I must say that these came as a product of a previous work I did.
Okay.
on transforming artisanal gold mining into, sustainable kind of mining. And I realized that after the work was done, it sort of got shelved. So I decided that I'd rather translate it into a story format so that everybody will read it, everybody will understand it.
Yeah.
And it also serve as a learning resource for students in impact assessment courses and students in environmental courses and professionals in those fields. So that's the motivation, so that when we are mounting pressure on government, we would be much more informed in what we say.
We understand why we are mounting that pressure.
For instance, shouting, "Stop Galamsey now," repeal Act this, repeal LI this. These are just symptoms. They don't go anywhere.
The real solutions.
They don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. You see, but this book is supposed to enable us to understand what the complications involved in the whole Galamsey phenomenon and how to tackle it. Because even our approach, coming from the national level to the local level to fight Galamsey, is something that will not work. It will not work. Galamsey must be fought at the district and the local levels. You don't bring national organizations to come and fight Galamsey there. You can do it. Because you go to some communities and we have over 80% of the community, the entire community, involved in mining.
How do you solve that from the
how do you solve that? I mean, we are trying to do something, but it will not. So this book, for instance, distinguishes between two forms of Galamsey broadly. What is described as the criminal organizations, foreigners bringing in risk funds and capturing our forest reserves, our water bodies, our cocoa plantations. Those ones have been separated from the others, which are more like poverty-driven, community-led, Galamsey activities. And for the criminal ones, backed by foreigners and well-protected, well-greased, involving in forest reserves and on water bodies and that kind of thing. Those ones are outright criminal activities that must be cracked down. You see, and this is where maybe if you bring national organizations and that kind of thing to fight it, that one, there shouldn't be any compromise at all. It must be fought, brutal as it is, because we must stop it. But you can adopt the same thing to the poverty-driven ones, that has, it has some impact on the ecology, on the environment, all right, on our water bodies, and all right, but the impacts are less severe. And we have to adopt a different approach to it so that the people accept the new concept of mining that we are introducing. And there must be resources backing it to make it equally attractive for them to move away from the illegality. Because the illegality is even affecting the small-scale licensed operators. Okay, now, because the Galamseyers are on the loose, if your license expires, why do you go through the laborious process of renewing it? You also join it. So they will tell you that if you take, 90% of our mining, small-scale mining activities are illegal activities. 90%.
That's a lot now.
Yes, 90% are illegal activities. 90% Galamsey. See, so it means that the gold that the small-scale sector is producing more than almost about 50% of the total gold output. And so this is coming from the illegal mining. It's coming from Galamsey. You see, and we need equally huge investments to drive the new system of model mining. And I believe, and as the book, points out, this must be organized just like any large-scale mining. They must comply with all the regulations, reclamation bonds posting, making sure that you restore the area, so that the environmental costs, environmental justice, ecological integrity of the area, must not be considered externalities to the project, to the small-scale new model mining that we are talking about. And this is the way out.
Exactly, and it's the reason why a lot of us, are very excited when we have things like these coming up, so that we can all also read and be able to, collectively have one voice to champion this cause. So it's about 15 chapters, I think. Yes, about 15 chapters. And it has the homecoming to Hanang. It has Ojoko's tragedy, the lightning rod, echoes from the pits, following the trail, the golden betrayal, conflict and resistance, when the earth cried. I think I like that. The chapter 5, the Environment Council bold step forward on earthing national level, Galamsey concerns, on earthing local level, perspectives on Galamsey, and a lot of them that you can actually grab. So it almost touches on everything, from the human to the environment to almost everything that matters in this fight.
Yes, and it identifies all the stakeholders. Because you see, you cannot tell the government, stop Galamsey now. What about the chief, the custodian of the land?
Who's in charge of the land that has given the people the permit?
What about the district assembly? The district chief executive, who has jurisdiction, who has the mandate to manage the resources and the environment in his area of jurisdiction? What about the police, who has a mandate to ensure that criminalities like this
do not continue to exist?
You see, so we have to bring all this together, even the churches and the mosques. Because the population of Ghana, they form about 90%. You see, so they all have a role to play, and their roles have been identified here. And there have been some very bold recommendations, like, for instance, immediate attempt to, elect district chief executives, who must be answerable to the people, and who must be given some clear-cut responsibilities. If Galamsey is found in your area, you have no use. You've got to move away. If you're a chief and Galamsey is found in your area, or you superintend over Galamsey, then we are requesting the National House of Chiefs to develop guidelines to distill such chiefs. You are not fit to be there. If you're a police commander in your district, and there's Galamsey in your district, you'll be removed. And we have to be serious. Galamsey is no joke. It is no joke. And you see, there are certain factors that are beyond us, like, for instance, the price of the metal. There's this global appetite for gold. And the price, 2 years ago, an ounce of gold, that's a blade, like a blade, an ounce of gold was going for $2,000. Just beginning of this year, it moved to $4,000. A blade of gold, an ounce of gold. Okay, and then it moved in a month to about 5,000. Now it's sort of stabilized around 4,000, 450. And I think God is hearing our prayers, because if the price were to move up like further, then even the 3 remaining regions without a footprint of Galamsey in this country, and our Volta will be the sufferer, and we will be at the receiving end. Galamsey is serious.
Galamsey is serious. And the last day is what you needed to also grab a copy. So when is it officially launched? And
we are launching it on Tuesday, 30th June. It's between 3:30 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah, that 3:30 to 4 will be just a cocktail and networking, but the actual program starts at 4 to 6, 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah. And the venue will be where?
Mikado Conference Center.
Mikado Conference Center is the venue, and you have to be there early enough, be part of the cocktail session where you get to also, interact with people even before we get to the main launch of the book, and make sure, when is it going to be after we launch it so people can get copies of them?
Our copies will be at, Kingdom, EPP, Library, Legon, and a few others which are all listed, will be displayed there.
Okay. All right. So once you come, you'll be able to get all the details that you can get in terms of where you can get a copy of the book, The Last Dig, How Benji Changed the Galamsey Story. And that's what you need. Yaw Amoyaw-Osei is the author who has brought this for all of us to read in the fight against Galamsey. Well, before we go, though, what would you tell everybody that is coming on Tuesday to be a part of this, your message to them?
I mean, Galamsey is one of the most serious problems that we are confronted with. And we all need to come and listen to the truth about the phenomenon. And then we will be able to mount pressure. Okay? Because once we identify the roles of the various stakeholders, we will then be able to give informed pressure on them. And we ourselves must all be part of it. NGOs, civil society organizations must be properly informed so that they know what they are talking about. And this is the opportunity for us to listen to this and to give our support to it.
Great. Thank you very much, and congratulations to you. And that's Yaw Amoyaw-Osei. He's an environmentalist and also an author, and he's got this book over here, The Last Dig. It's going to be launched on Tuesday, the 30th at Mikado. And please, let's all make sure that we come through and support him so we can all help in the fight against Galamsey. There's still more conversations coming up here on the show. Coming up next, Love and Handcuffs. Roman Productions, a play that will definitely intrigue you. We've got that conversation coming up right here on the show this day.